Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to the reset. As always, we're here to soothing the body, the nervous system, and the mind. This is your practice, so move at your own pace. Skip anything that doesn't feel good in your body, physically, intuitively. Invitation to freestyle the whole way through. If I invite you to do something in a certain way, you want to do it another way. Nobody knows your body better than you. I trust that you do know your body and what's safe. So if you're ever in doubt, just skip something. We want no pain. We want no strain, especially when we're moving in new ways or putting pressure. So work your way up. Find your way to your most comfortable position. And let's just take a moment to arrive. Let's set it off today with one exercise for the vagus nerve. Let's find this ridge across the middle of the ear and give it a pinch with your thumb and index. So ridge across the middle of the ear, give it a pinch and begin to wiggle up and down. We're going to get deeper into the vagus nerve again a little bit later. Good point to just check in on your breath. How is your breath flowing today? And wiggle back and forth. How does it feel to slow down your exhale a little bit? And then making figure eights, holding on to that ridge. We're just loosening up connective tissue around the vagal branch. Gently releasing and moving to the other side. Ridge across the middle of the ear. Give it a pinch with your thumb and index. Into wiggle up and down, loosening things up, giving a little bit more space. Maybe some audible sighs show up on the exhale. Invite them in the whole session. And wiggling back and forth. And figure eights. Releasing whenever you feel ready. And this is where the magic shows up in these exercises. It's just giving a little space to receive. So relax the arms, shut down the eyes if that feels safe. And just notice. Maybe inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Let's invite in the physiological sigh. A lot of research behind this breath. Slows heart rate down, lowers blood pressure. Really good one to have in your toolkit. So double inhale through the nose. Immediate, slow, controlled exhale out of the mouth. Always moving at your own pace. Double inhale through the nose. Slow, controlled exhale out of the mouth. A couple more just like that. One more, and then coming back to the natural breath. Do one acupressure point to start things off. Very top of the crown of the head, GE20, governing vessel 20. If you're unsure if you're there, come to the tips of your ears, tops of your ears, and exactly where they meet, right at the very top of the crown of the head. You can push in with direct pressure. You can massage in little circles. Governing vessel 20. This is a great point if you have a lot of thoughts going on and you want to just bring some calm and stillness into the mind. Maybe inhale through the nose and exhale with a big sigh. relaxing the hands down, shutting down the eyes. And then I just invite you, if it feels right, to set a little intention for this session. So anything you want to call in, big or small. Maybe that's an emotion, maybe that's something you want to show up in your day or in your week. Just taking a moment and calling something. Show a little bit of love to our hands as we're going to use them as tools throughout the practice. Let's start with exploding fists. Tight fists, thumbs on the outside, providing a little resistance. And you're going to shoot your fingers out with as much energy as possible. Feel that energy flow 10 times at your own pace. Ready, set, go. Relaxing the hands down. Let's stretch our fingers a little bit and also connect to the left and right side of the brain. So first thing on a Monday for us live babes, we'll see how it goes. Stretch your fingers out, give them a wiggle. And then we're going to put your thumb down first, each finger, pinky last. Pinky out first, stretch each finger, thumb last. Pinky down first, thumb last. Thumb out first, pinky last. Thumb down first, pinky last. Pinky out first, thumb last. Pinky down first, last. Stretch everything out, maybe one more wiggle. Let's just shake it out. Shake out any stagnant energy you don't want to bring into this day, into the rest of your week. Maybe some deep inhales through the nose, audible exhales through the mouth. Let it go. Also brush off that energy that you don't need. Don't brush off the mic. All right, let's massage the side of the hand, wrist to pinky finger. Gonna massage in there with the thumb. This can have benefits for tinnitus, for particular kinds of back pain, for anxiety. Good one to come to often. If there's a tender zone, you can hang out there a little bit. Just always checking in with your posture. Certain things we do are easier to cave in on ourselves. So always just checking in with your axis, broadening your collarbones a little bit, sitting with intention and integrity. Other side whenever you feel ready, massaging wrist to pinky. Checking in with the breath. All right, let's connect breath to movement and also connect to our core a little bit. Actually, we'll put a pin in that and we'll warm our way up to it. So however you are positioned in your body, this might be a little easier for those who are seated. We're going to take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to squeeze your glutes and your thighs, engage all the muscles of your lower body. So inhale, exhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Once more, just like that. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage your glutes, engage your thighs. Inhale, release. On your exhale, you're going to squeeze into your core, into your trunk, into your abdominals. Really connect to the center of your body. Inhale, release. Once more, engage your core. Inhale, arms in front. On your exhale, bring your arms back like you're trying to kiss your elbows together. Wake up your upper back muscles. Inhale, release. Exhale, coming back, kiss those elbows. Not really, but you're trying to. And gently release. Feel a little bit more warmth and heat and activation here. We're going to take our palms and we're going to push them into each other. And really feel like you're pushing from your core, from your center, putting all your power in here. We're going to inhale for 4 seconds and just release the pressure. Exhale for 4 seconds as you push in. 2 more rounds just like that. Inhale 4 seconds, let go of the pressure a bit. Exhale, push in, warm things up. Once more. Release the pressure, deep inhale. Exhale, pushing in. And just relax your arms down. Just take a moment to observe your natural breath, to observe the sensations within the body. Is there heat that's showing up? And then let's stay with the breath here. So we're just going to do some simple rounds, inhaling through the nose for 2 seconds, exhaling through slightly pursed lips for 4 seconds. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 4. Couple more rounds, just like that. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through pursed lips. Once. Coming back to your natural breath. So we are going to invite in an Anuloma Pranayama breath here. Very simple, but when it's new, it might take a minute to catch on. So be gentle with yourself always, but especially when things are new. So you're going to take your thumb to your right nostril, kind of connecting just where the bone turns into cartilage. So you're going to block your right nostril, and we are going to take 3 sips of air in through the left nostril, and then immediately exhale through the left. We're going to do 3 rounds like that, and then lower the hands, take 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to move to the other side. So when it's the left nostril, I like to take my ring finger. Some people like to take their index finger. Up to you. So we're going to do 3 rounds on the left, 3 breaths in between, 3 rounds on the right. So taking your thumb to your right nostril, blocking the nostril, 3 sips of air in through the left, and then exhaling through the left. Release the hand down. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe I said we're only going to do 1 round, but we're going to do another round on the left and then 2 on the right. So 3 deep breaths. Just noticing, working with the left channel of the body, bringing in calming yin energy and releasing any stagnant yin energy. So yeah, let's do 1 more round on the left side. Thumb comes to the right nostril, blocking your right nostril. 3 sips of air in through the left, exhale through the left. 3 rounds, let's go. End of the exhale, relax the hand down. 3 deep but slow breaths. Maybe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, but do whatever feels good in your body. And then we're going to move on to the other side. Bright, charging yang energy. We're going to block the left nostril so you can do a little test, see which finger feels good. I like to use my ring finger. And here we're going to take 3 sips of air through the right nostril. Exhale through the right. 3 rounds just like that. So block the left nostril. 3 sips of air in through the right. Exhale through the right. 3 rounds. And so the exhale, relax down. 3 slow, deep breaths here, just noticing. Okay, one more round. Locking the left nostril. 3 sips of air in through the right. Exhaling through the right. 3 rounds. Let's go. Down and down. 3 breaths. Okay, let's show some love to the jaw as usual, a place many people have tension show up. It's kind of a container for stress. Kind of stress shows up in the body and it often finds its way to our jaw. So as always, let's show the jaw some love. Let's start by opening the mouth wide and stretching the jaw from side to side. And then squishing in the face like you just taken a bite out of a lemon. Open, stretch the jaw, feel into the cheek muscles, maybe even to some muscles of the forehead. And then let's come to our zygomatic arch. Your cheekbones are your zygomatic bones. So if you follow underneath and move back, you will reach your zygomatic arch, this arch just in front of the ear. Take your index knuckle to the back of the arch. You're going to push in with some pressure, and then move forward, kind of following the arch. This can be very tender. It can also be very satisfying. So the back of your zygomatic arch, push in with your index knuckles, a bit of pressure, keep that pressure and move forward. Few rounds, you can kind of just stay within the arch. You don't have to make your way all the way forward, but relax the jaw as you do this. Ooh, it's spicy. Try to not crunch your shoulders up, especially if there's tension. I'm going to do a couple rounds with my thumb. It's the invitation to freestyle. All right, let's get a little deeper in there, a little different direction. We're going to take the thumbs exactly under the zygomatic arch, just above the mandible. You're going to hold in with some pressure and keep that pressure as you open the mouth wide to full extension. A few rounds, slow and steady as you open and close. It can be very tender. Work your way up. Okay. Index finger, let's massage over that area. Let's show it some love. Let's massage some loving circles over the temple. Relax the face, relax the jaw. Let's take our index knuckles and massage over the eyebrows and forehead, low frontalis muscles. Massage over the cheekbones, up the jaw, up the mandible. I kind of scoop. I make a little scoop. Thumbs under, index knuckles above. Massaging up. And then let's take our finger pads and massage up over our masseter. If you're unsure where it is, touch your cheeks, clench your jaw just for a second, and it should pop out. Come below the masseter. As you open the mouth wide, massage up over the muscle. Rounds. Our masseters are so strong and they do so much. So just planting that seed with all of us to give our masseters a little more love. Ooh, I'm going to massage down with my thumbs. A lot of freestyling today. Maybe you guys too. All right, one more little bit of love for the jaw. We're going to take our thumb under the jaw. We're going to keep some pressure and provide some resistance both directions. So resistance as you open for 4, resistance as you close for 4 seconds. Couple rounds like that. Resistance from the thumbs. 4-second thumb. 4 seconds to open, 4 seconds to close. All right, maybe one more little open of the mouth, stretch side to side, see if things feel any different. And let's keep making our way down. So let's come to our SCM, sternocleidoid mastoid. Big muscle on the side of the neck. If you're unsure how to locate it, bone behind your ear is your mastoid process, and that will lead you directly into the muscle. Invitation to freestyle. I like to massage down either side. And then we're going to try to hold the muscle and mobilize, but this isn't easy for everyone. Some people's SCM protrudes more than others. So if you're not able to get a hold of it, then keep massaging or invent something else. We're going to come to the lower part of the neck. We're going to come to the lower part of the SCM where you can kind of grab on a bit. You're going to hold the muscle, pull out. I like to use both hands. Go with one. So grabbing your SCM, pulling away from the neck, back and forth a couple times, maybe involving the head, and then walking your way up the neck. So able to, grabbing the muscle, pulling away, back and forth. Ooh, needed this. We're just mobilizing our powerful SCM that does so much for us. Holding the muscle, a little wiggle back and forth, loosening up fascia and connective tissue, allowing it to move a little bit more. It can be extra tender. And just massaging down a couple times and moving to the other side. So locating your SCM, starting with some massage on either side. Maybe already noticing zones. And then coming down to the lower part of the neck, get a hold of the muscle, pull away from the neck, mobilization back and forth, moving the head is optional, and walking up the neck, doing just that. Might be a big difference from side to side. It's quite different for me today. Right. One more little massage down. Let's do a nice exercise and release for the neck, also kind of getting into the shoulders here. So if it is available to move your neck around, you're going to interlace your fingers behind the back. You can do a nice chest opening stretch here. Arms back, chin up, breathe into the chest. And then you're going to bring your fists to one side. Ideally, they would land just above the hips, but wherever they comfortably land in your body. And then you're going to tuck in the elbow. Always mindful when working with the neck. If it feels okay in your body, we're going to tilt the head towards the side of the fists and breathe in here. Keep that elbow tucked in if you can. Wherever you feel the stretch, you can think of sending your inhale there. You want to take it a little further, you can bring your chin on a diagonal towards the shoulder. So keep the head tilted and then chin towards shoulder. Very mindful, slow and steady, don't talk. Coming back to the tilt and very slowly bringing the head back up. Fist behind again, another nice stretch into the heart space. Fists to the opposite side. So ideally on the hip, wherever they land, tuck in the elbow. And if it feels okay in your head, tilting towards the side of the fists, breathing in here. Again, if you want to take it a step further, chin goes slow and steady on a diagonal towards the shoulder. Back to that tilt. Head comes back up. Let's do a nice big morning stretch here. Get into the wrists. And then cactus shape the arms. Open up that heart space once more. Making our way down the body here. Actually, let's stick with the neck a little bit. We're going to come to the clavicle. So whichever hand to the opposite clavicle. Holding down with some good pressure. You're holding not only the skin, but the muscles as well. Keep that firm hold. Start with the head straight and then tilt the head back and away. Beautiful stretch into the front of the neck. Breathe in here. If it feels right, you can add the second hand on top of the original hand. Maybe it deepens the stretch. Here you can kind of lift the chin a little bit and even push up the jaw, deepening the stretch even more. Mindfully coming back up, moving to the other side, hand over the clavicle, firm connection. Start with the head straight, tilt back and away, breathe in here. Maybe adding the second hand. Maybe lifting the chin, pushing up the jaw. Mindfully coming back, hands come to center. I'm going to try to adjust the rhythm of my mic. We're good. So kind of just below the clavicles, you're going to put your hands in the center. You're going to push with a little bit of pressure and then pull down, lift the chin, and then push up the jaw. Back mindfully, and let's just massage in between our ribs. Get into your intercostal muscles. I like to use my thumbs. You can use your finger pads. You can use your knuckles. Search for tender zones. These muscles are basically working every time we take a breath, which is many, many thousands of times a day. So, not show love. A little bit of shoulder love. Let's take one arm across the chest. Meet it with your other forearm. Just breathe in here and deepen that stretch by pulling towards you. Gentle if it's new. Maybe involving the head turning to the other side. Maybe some audible exhale up. And And wherever your arms are touching, it will change the stretch. So you can move your forearm to a slightly different spot. See how that affects the stretch. The other side. Arm across the body, forearm to forearm. Breathing. Changing the position slightly. And center. Do a little trunk rotation here. So interlacing the fingers around shoulder level, maybe a little bit below, and you're just going to twist to one side. Breathe in, maybe on your inhale, the twist releases a little bit, and on the exhale, you deepen a little bit more. One more breath on this side. Inhale, release a bit, exhale, twist. Coming back to center. Inhale, on the exhale, we twist. Inhale, release. Exhale, twist it. One more breath. Coming back. So quite a few of us were sitting together yesterday as we spoke about worrying and how in traditional Chinese medicine, organ of worry is that of the spleen. Sent a lot of love to our spleen yesterday, but let's send a little bit more love here today. So your spleen is located in your upper abdomen, basically just under your ribs. So bring one palm just to the bottom part of the rib, a little bit below. Other palm goes on top. Just push in with a bit of pressure and make 5 clockwise circles, sending love to the spleen, fighting any worry to just melt away. Release the circles. Stop the circles, but you can still hold the spleen. 5 seconds here, a little bit of pressure. And again, with that pressure, 5 circles, this time with counter. Holding with some pressure, 5 seconds. And then we're going to pump the spleen a little bit, waking it up, getting everything flowing. So you can take your finger pads, if this feels like a safe part of your body to come into contact with, under the ribs. You're just going to pump into your spleen. So the tempo we want to go here, which is often shared, is we all live in a yellow submarine. So you can push at that kind of speed. So just under the ribs, pumping into the spleen. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Thinking of worrying, leaving the spleen, being replaced with fairness, openness. Sometimes I go a bit faster and then I start singing again and slow myself down. Once more, hands over the spleen. Couple breaths here, just sending love and gratitude. The spleen does so much for us. let's bring that love into the kidneys. So fist with the hands approaching your kidneys, kind of just below your ribs on the back. You're just going to tap, staying low, sending gratitude. Push in with some pressure and massage in some circles. Negative emotion of the kidneys is that of fear. We can invite that to release and be replaced with alertness, stillness, gratitude. Most or maybe all of us are in springtime here, so we're going to have a nice liver session. The season of the liver is spring. Then you can take those fists and just massage up and down over your lower back. If you have tenderness or tightness that shows up here, really nice to do every day. Coming back to center. All right, let's show a whole bunch of love to our vagus nerve. Let's start today with the vagal gate massage. You're going to take your finger pads, you're going to massage forward 3 places of the neck, top, middle, low part of the neck, coming behind the ear, top of the neck, just massaging forward, coming across your SCM, which is now so happy and mobilized. Middle of the neck, massage forward, lower. Same thing on the other side. Finger pads, top of the neck, behind the ear, massaging forward. Middle of the neck, forward, lower part. Since we're here, let's do our V massage. So index fingers behind the ears, other fingers are in front. And a massage up and down. You can play with pressure, you can play with speed. Relax the jaw. So we are saying hello to the vagal nerve here. This is also nice for lymphatic flow. You can make some circles, so holding with a bit of pressure close to the ears. Gentle circles in one direction. In the other direction. Very normal if you yawn. Make it a big one. Let's just keep that massage going down the neck. So kind of starting beside the ears and then just leading down. You can come in front of the SCM here, kind of making our way down into the thoracic duct. Take our fingertips and tap all over the clavicles. Lymphatic flow, cranial nerve flow, so many good things passing through here. Next, we're going to stimulate our vagus nerve with the VU breath. So come into your grounded, comfortable, intentional position. We're going to do some rounds of breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling with a VU, emulating the sound of a foghorn. So inhale through the nose. VU on the exhale, feel that vibration. VU. Few rounds at your own pace. Coming back to the natural breath. So the way to stimulate the vagus nerve, humming, sparkling water, forcing yourself to yawn. Those ways and these tools are really, really powerful to use every day, a couple times a day. So sprinkle them into your daily habits. Let's do a couple exercises working indirectly and directly on the vagal branch. We're going to start with stretching our ears. Thumb goes behind the ear. index finger inside, give a nice wiggle test. Come back to your nice centered position and then stretch directly away from the head and breathe in here. Can you relax your jaw a little bit more? Happy jaw has about 2 to 4 centimeters between upper and lower teeth. Loosening up connective tissue around the vagal branch. We want everything to flow. Gift yourself a couple audible exhales. Gently release, and then we're going to think of stretching the ear, of the ear, middle of the ear, bottom of the ear. Middle, bottom. Always normal if you yawn during these exercises. Little earlobe tug for good luck. I always feel this like wave of sleepiness as working on the vagal nerve. So, not sleepiness, calm. Thumb behind your ear, index finger inside. Give it a wiggle test and then stretch away from the head. On your next exhale, gently release. Come to the top of the ear. Stretch, massage. Middle of the ear. Lower part of the ear. Earlobe tug for good luck, and for cranial nerve release, relax the arms down, shut down the eyes if that feels safe, and just a couple breaths here, observing, receiving. Okay, let's take the index finger just inside the ear canal. Push a little bit of pressure towards the back of the skull, and then begin to make some very gentle circles. So index finger slightly into the ear canal, a little bit of pressure backwards, gentle circles in one direction, more thinking of moving the skin around rather than pushing too hard. We're just sending sensory input, nerve, letting the body know that we are safe and able to relax. The vagus nerve is like the main or parasympathetic, which is responsible for 70% of that parasympathetic flow, gentle circles in the other direction. Sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight, parasympathetic, safe and safety. This is the part we want to connect to. Make those circles even a little bit. And to the other side whenever you feel ready. Index finger slightly into the ear canal, teeny bit of pressure back. Gentle, loving. Relax your jaw. You broaden your collarbones a little bit. Gentle circles the other direction. It's funny. I was noticing in the last few sessions that I hadn't been yawning as often when doing these exercises. So maybe there was something a little blocked there. Now it's easier to connect. Make those circles even more gentle. Relax the arms down, shut down the eyes, and just observe for a couple breaths. Let's move into a little bit of acupressure to the base of the sternum bone, so the bottom of your chest bone. You're going to measure up 4 finger widths and then push in with the thumb right in the center. You can feel around, see if there's a little bit more of a tender zone. So base of the sternum, measure up 4 finger widths and then push in. Breathe in here, maybe taking the other hand for a bit more pressure. Under for me today. CD17, conception vessel 17, the center of the yogic heart space. Good tool for anxiety, overwhelm, sleep. And if there's ever a heaviness in your heart, I invite you to just come here, put some pressure, breathe into that pressure, and invite that heaviness to release. Always with acupressure, you can use direct pressure, massage in little circles, might be a bit more intense. Releasing whenever you feel ready. The pericardium 6 today. So the inside of the wrist in the center, you're going to measure down around 2.5 finger widths and then push in just between the tendons. The center of your inner wrist, measuring down around 2.5 finger widths and then pushing here in between the tendons. So this is the go-to spot for anyone with motion sickness. And you see those motion sickness bracelets. There's a piece of something pushing directly into this spot, pericardium 6. Also a good one for anxiety and sleep. So making sure we're not crunching up our shoulders here, always sitting with, just hit a tender zone. Sitting with honor for our own body. Breathing in, breathing into the tenderness. I am a being who suffers from motion sickness, so there's often tenderness that shows up here. A couple more deep breaths, breathing into that spot. And then gently releasing with just massage over the wrist a little bit. Maybe a little bit of love to the palm of the hand and each finger. When acupressure is on one side, we always do both sides. So just a little love to the hand and then coming to the other side. Inner part of the wrist, measuring down 2.5 finger widths, pushing in between the tendons here and breathing in. If there is a blockage on a meridian or some tenderness that shows up, if there's tenderness that shows up, that can indicate a blockage on the meridian. So you're already helping by coming to that spot, and then you can come back every day, every couple of days, and see if it changes. bag that holds your heart and protects it. Might not be the most scientific definition, but if you're wondering what your pericardium was. Folding around the wrist, twisting. A little love to the palm of the hand. Starting with the thumb, massaging into each finger. Now, more cracked thoughts show up. And then bringing one hand to belly, one hand to your heart space. Breathing in here, just noticing what shows up in your hands. Can you feel your heart? And you feel your. Can you express to yourself something you are feeling grateful for in this moment, whatever shows up for you? I am so grateful for you all. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for resetting with me. If you have a few moments, then I would invite you to spend some time giving yourself a little footsie rub. And hope to sit with you soon. Thank you so much for starting your week out with me.